a lot of political uproar. Rita Tinina, good morning. I mean, you've been listening to that press briefing, both by members of parliament allied to the Deputy President, William Ruto, and also Ahmed Nasir, the lawyer of the Turkish national. Kindly bring us up to date with what they are saying, because they're not in agreement with what the government is about to do, deporting Harun.
How's the embassy officials?
Rita, if you can hear me, kindly bring us up to date with what you gathered on the ground. You know, those are press briefing earlier on by members of parliament allied to Deputy President William Ruto and also Ahmed Nasir, the lawyer of Harun, who are actually protesting the arrest of the Turkish national because the government says that he's supposed to be deported back, and they're saying that they will be challenging this in court. Kindly give us more updates on what was said earlier on.
Well, a very good morning to you. We have been here since early morning at the Kahawa law courts, and initially we didn't have any indication whether Harun Aydin will be brought here, but in the last 1 hour then we saw his lawyers, MPs allied to Deputy President William Ruto, and some Turkish nationals arrived here, and we thought then perhaps he was on his way here, but now they addressed a press conference. Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi, lawyer Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, saying that he has already been deported. They did not give any details as to when exactly he was deported. Was this morning? Was it yesterday? But remember, since his arrest on Saturday, the lawyers say they have been seeking to get in touch with him. They don't know in what condition he is. They were saying he doesn't understand the English. How come then he was being forced to record a statement if he didn't understand English, if he didn't have the advice of legal counsel? But now this morning, then they have told us that he has already been deported, and so he will not be appearing in court as it had been anticipated this morning.
All right, so Rita, just kindly confirm to us whether his legal team has already filed a case at the court, because that is something that Ahmed Nasir actually talked about.
No, he was saying that they will move to court. Now, he didn't indicate when, whether it was in the coming days, whether it is today, to challenge his deportation. They say that the state has sort of ruined his name as an investor, and that's why they will seek to move to court and have him declared that he's not. They say the state is treating him as a terrorist, and he is not a terrorist. He's gone back to Turkey, but they say he'll seek, they will, in their application, they will seek to have him back in the country to defend himself against any accusations that the government is putting against him. And so we have no details yet, as I said, as to when exactly he was deported, whether there was any drama. Remember when a few years back when Miguna was being deported, what drama there was at the airport. So we don't know exactly what time, how that went. The lawyers, we tried to ask Oscar Sudi exactly when he was deported. He said for now that is all that they can tell us. They will give us more details later. So we are hoping to hear from them with more details as to what exactly happened. We have also not established what the state has been able to gather in the 2 days that he has been in custody after he was arrested on Saturday morning. There were indications that he was being related to terrorism activities. There were also indications of money laundering. So what the state actually gathered when it was probing Harun Aydin still remains unclear.
Right, Rita, just before I let you go, I don't know whether Oscar Sudi, when he was addressing the media, because you managed to get it when you were on a short commercial break here on KT and you sent on our side, I don't know that he talked about the sort of business, you know, that the Turkish national was going to do in Uganda, because you remember the whole saga surrounding the Deputy President William Ruto trip to Uganda, which took a nasty diplomatic turn after the Turkish national with whom he was supposed to fly to Uganda with was dramatically arrested at the Nairobi Wilson Airport.
No indications yet. That is one question many Kenyans are asking. What business was he to do in Kenya? What business was he going to do in Uganda? All information that is there, it is that it is a business that was worth 15 billion shillings. Yesterday, the businessman from Uganda who claimed that he is the one who invited Aydin to Uganda and he was traveling with him back to Kenya on Saturday before he was arrested, said he wanted to have it on record that he is the one. He said, I, Paul Bamutaze, want to be on record that I'm the one who invited Aydin to Uganda. And he mentioned that he wanted Aydin to invest in the same investment that he has been trying to do in Kenya. He said that he has been trying to do in Kenya, meaning that it is a business that had not kicked off here in Kenya, but then he was hoping that that same idea then would be developed back in Uganda, but no details so far as to what that business is. The deputy president himself has admitted that it was a business, it was a deal that he engaged Aydin in, and which was going to take off in Uganda, something that has caused a bit of a political uproar. The deputy president himself also saying on Saturday that he knows he is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya and so cannot associate with any terrorists. This follows accusations that Harun Aydin had several terrorism links. But then the issue again is, if the security agencies then would make it clear, is this Harun Aydin the same one who was arrested in Germany some 2 decades ago over terror links following the bombing in the US? That Harun Aydin, if it was any coincidence, has the same names as the Harun Aydin who has been in Kenya. He has been in Kenya for the past 6 weeks. We have learned that he had a business permit, which was granted on the 30th of June and which was valid for 2 years. And on Saturday, one of his lawyers, Cliff Ombeta, then was arguing, if the state was saying he has some terror links, how come he was issued by the Immigration Department, he was issued with a work permit here in the country? Hadn't they investigated him? Are foreigners not investigated before they're allowed to work in the country, before they're allowed to conduct any business in the country? So those are the several questions that many would be seeking to have some answers to. Is this Harun Aydin the same one who was arrested in Germany? What kind of business was he going to do in Uganda? Has he done any business here in Kenya? How come he was given a business permit if he had any terrorism links? Perhaps if he had been arraigned in court this morning, some of those questions would have been answered partially if the prosecution had any case against him. Because in the morning, all indications are, as I mentioned, he was going to be brought here. And what some analysts and critics were saying, that perhaps if he was brought here, the state, in a bid still to detain him, would have asked for 14 days to do more investigations. But all that now not about to happen. His deportation, of course, will just add more drama to this drama involving the aborted trip by the deputy president to Uganda. So for now, that is all that we know. He was deported. When or how it was done, we don't know yet.
All right, Rita Tinina, thank you so much for that in-depth, information on what you've gathered from your side, on your side rather, in Kiambu County. And so far, we can confirm through my colleague Rita Tinina that Harun Aydin has already been deported to Turkey. And so that is the latest information that we have, and also with through his legal team, just saying that they will be challenging that decision by the government to deport Harun. But then now, still on, you're not going to politics. I understand that, if I'm not wrong. My director, Justina, kindly confirm that. Okay, thank you so much, Justina, for that. So let's have a look, stay with that story of the public service carrying passengers to full capacity. And here's Ron Kimari has been speaking to long-distance drivers on the expected impact of a reversion to full capacity. Let's listen in.
Well, after 1 year of closure of all long-distance